of Washington, the House just passed a bill that could ban TikTok here in the U.S.
And a vote wasn't even close. So let's get out to Ron with the breaking news. Ron?
Yeah, in an era where Congress is so evenly split right down the middle on many issues, this vote really was a landslide. It passed 352 to 65. You're looking live at the images coming in from Capitol Hill, where the House of Representatives just wrapped up its voting minutes ago. The bill would lead to a nationwide ban if the app does not, its Chinese owner doesn't sell as lawmakers acted on national security concerns. TikTok has about 150 million users in the country. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of the Chinese tech company ByteDance. Lawmakers say that ByteDance is beholden to the Chinese government, which could demand access to the data of TikTok's users anytime it wants. It's because of some national security laws inside China that compel all organizations to help the government with intelligence gathering. So Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers of Washington State said the choice for TikTok was simple: separate from the parent company ByteDance, which she said was beholden to the Chinese Communist Party, and remain operational for years to come in the U.S., or side with the CCP and face the consequences. But among those who voted no, one congressman who said there are countries where freedom of speech doesn't matter, and where they do ban certain media or newspapers or platforms, indicating he didn't think the U.S. should go down that particular road. One congressman who was being watched closely, a member of Congress from North Carolina who has 2 million followers on TikTok, did vote for the ban, saying he always had enough concerns that he never accessed the app on his government phone, only his personal phone. Guys, it's now heading to the Senate, where it's still not clear where that vote will come down, but many on Capitol Hill feel that it was such a lopsided vote, the Senate will have to take action on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and like you said, President Biden said he'd sign it. But what's interesting, Ron, does ByteDance have to get the permission of the Chinese government to even sell it? If they're taking their marching orders from China, I can't imagine China wants them to sell.
You wouldn't think so, but on the other hand, you would also think that the U.S. might be, the biggest economy in the world. By the way, first to China as the number 2 economy in the world, and they wouldn't want to lose their foothold here. So if they were to simply change ownership rules, they can continue to operate. You just wonder how much of an option that actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ron.
Shalom, Yasharala. All praises to the Most High Yah. Bless up to the chosen ones. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done like regular lives. I'm getting back on Full Armor News. This is the Full Armor News segment. I got a few different segments that I'm going to be doing. I got my From Roots to Branches. That's going to be more documentary, workshop based. It's a variety of different things that I'm building on that platform, which it might become a platform at some point, but it's going to be on Full Armor TV. Right now with Full Armor TV, what we're building out is we're going to be doing regular news. We're going to be doing Bible studies. We're going to be doing a variety of different things that will engage within what's currently happening in society. We're going to be doing things that are pertaining to some of the Hebraic community, but also the overall, so-called Black community. We're going to be talking about it all right here on Full Armor TV. So I really appreciate y'all, chiming in, joining me when you can. One of the things that I really have been focused on is really building out these new platforms. We also have a new webpage that is launched. I have Full Armor Movement clothing. So that's going to actually develop out into a variety of other platforms as we build. So, there's a variety of things that are being built out within Full Armor Movement, and there's a variety of different new music that's coming out. To say, I got you here to talk about TikTok. TikTok for me has been an important foundation of my evolution as a content creator. I was able to really get a rhythm of what it was to create content, engage an audience I never knew. And then from engaging an audience I never knew, also being able to collect information, share ideas, do little gatherings, Bible studies. A variety of cool things happen from TikTok. I'm a fan of TikTok. A lot of people aren't fans of TikTok for a variety of different reasons. Me personally, I became a fan of TikTok because it became a voice of freedom, and it became a voice of being able to express truth about who you are as an individual. So, like my experiences with TikTok has been very positive. I've also been able to build a variety of different platforms of business. So I feel that, TikTok that I've engaged and the people that I've engaged within TikTok, to me, it reminds me of the old YouTube, right? If you remember old YouTube, you were able to really get into some weird corners of old YouTube and find some interesting information. Some of it may have been fabricated. Some of it may have been true. A lot of it made you challenged in your thought. And, so much of what we hear nowadays within like all the quote unquote conspiracies, right? When we're talking about the Jay-Z conspiracies, the Illuminati, and all these different things that end up getting talked about, a lot of that started from old YouTube. And I think that it's an important thing for creation and creators to be unfiltered, be able to share their ideas, no matter how outlandish, no matter how strange others may think these ideas are. There's a niche in a pocket in an exchange of information that people benefit from it. So me personally, I am a fan of TikTok because, it does remind me of old YouTube in the ways that information was exchanged. Some of my most intelligent epiphanies, some of my spiritual journeys started from old YouTube. And some of my evolution started with TikTok. I say all that to say because I feel like a TikTok platform is very important. And I'm really not surprised that there's current, grumblings within the government because of it. There's so much information that's being exchanged that it has made an awareness and a higher raising of consciousness. I'm about to share content from TikTok, right? But that in itself is a revolution. A lot of YouTubers who are content creators who do reaction videos, they utilize TikTok all the time because there's so much innovative information that's coming from it. And I think that's an important thing for us to remember when we're talking about the relevancy of what TikTok is. One of the most revolutionary things about TikTok is the way that people have been able to exchange ideas, information. And even if you don't agree with it 100%, it makes you question, it makes you go and research. I've been somebody who's created that style of content myself. So the things that I have studied, the revelations that I've had, the journeys in the places that YouTube has taken me down, some of the things that I grew in my studies within me being Hebrew, a lot of that information was shared on TikTok, and I'm going to be transitioning a lot of that information onto my YouTube as well within the next few months. I think it's a good thing. I'm going to do some reaction videos to some of my old content too, because I believe that there's some great opportunities for an exchange of perspective and information, whether you agree with it or not. All that to say, let me share this video. This is an interesting perspective that, I wanted to kind of chime in on, just because I feel, when we really think about TikTok and the things that you gain from TikTok, you realize how much of a asset it is for an exchange of information. So I'm going to share this this video with this funny but accurate breakdown that this woman, she really gets into within the significance of TikTok. Let's go. Let me take it off mute. Let me read.
9 equals 9. You mean to tell me they're talking about deleting TikTok tomorrow, and I just learned that any number multiplied by 9 equals 9? We are never going to be free. We will never be free, bro. This lady just told us that if you multiply anything by 9, so 9 times 9 equals 81. What is 8 plus 1? 9. 9 times 2 is 18. What's 1 plus 8? 9. 9 times 5. What is 9 times 5? 4 plus 5 is 9. What's 9 times 6? I don't know. But what I do know is we will never be free. They want to delete this app for some bullshit. And I just learned that any number multiplied by 9 equals 9. I've never known that my whole life. Call me dumb, call me stupid, but I never put 2 and 2 together. I've never put 2 and 2 together. That's how I know. They don't, bro. If they delete this app, I don't know how I'll survive, solely because this is how I learned. Like, what do you mean? You mean to tell me they're talking about deleting TikTok tomorrow, and I just learned that any number multiplied by 9 equals 9?
That's what I'm talking about right there. So like there's so much information that's been exchanged on TikTok over the years that it becomes a dangerous thing when we're talking about the raising of a consciousness, the enlightening of people actually understanding things outside of constructs, ideologies, things that have been fed to them. You get that style of information out of TikTok. That's what makes it such a powerful tool, and it also makes it a dangerous thing, right? And don't think that the government doesn't know that. See, the thing that we have to understand is when we start raising into consciousness and having awareness of the environment, then we start building things, right? We start actually being guided to something that's greater than us. One of my greatest awakenings that happened within being on TikTok was being able to exchange perspective that actually grew me within my Hebraic journey. That's one of the things that was a benefit for me within TikTok. And there was a lot of epiphanies and a lot of things that was brought to the forefront through that platform. A lot of revelations that have been brought through that platform. So when we're talking about what TikTok represents, and don't get it twisted, there's a lot of debauchery on TikTok as well, right? It's the balance of what it is. You got a lot of great information being exchanged, but you also got a lot of debauchery that made TikTok what it was. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It comes with knowledge, right? You got the duality of things always. So when we're talking about TikTok, you best believe one of the reasons that TikTok is being taken down has a lot to do with that awareness, that exchange of information. I mean, not even just like conspiracy theories that they call it, right? Or biblical exchanges or studies. There was actually epiphanies when it came to construct and the ways that people thought about race. There's conversations that are being had around relationships. You know, a lot of people are going to talk down on TikTok and what it is and what it represents and what they think it is. And that's cool. But one thing that I will say is I built a lot of relationships on TikTok, had a lot of revelations built on TikTok, a lot of exchanges of perspective on TikTok. So best believe that the systems and the powers that be that are controlling things, they want to control that narrative. And the reason that they want to control that narrative is because when people start getting smarter and more aware, they become less followers. It's just a reality. One of the things that's currently happening right now with the, and I've talked about this a little bit earlier, but when we're talking about universal music, right? It's just an example of where the music industry is right now. So what's happening with the music industry is streaming is dying. It's not dying for the consumer, but it's dying for the artist because the artist isn't able to make money. In fact, I'm going to be straight up. I haven't really pushed streaming services heavily because I believe that by the time you get to the exchange of the money that goes into what really happens within a streaming service, it almost becomes a waste of the time unless you're hitting significant numbers like bigger artists that are on mainstream labels. So, but, at this point, I'm actually realizing the importance of being able to market yourself through streaming services. There is an importance in that, even if you're not making money, sometimes the, notoriety or the exposure that somebody finds, a lot of people have playlists. So there's a balance in it. And I think it's an important thing for us as artists to think about that balance right now. We do need to start building out our own platforms. When you see something like TikTok going down, that's an example of where the internet is going right now. Right now, we're in an important time to be paying attention. And the reason why I say that is because when you see a platform like TikTok being challenged by the government, Well, there's only so much more time where they start regulating other, social media platforms. And one thing for some of the YouTubers to really think about is because TikTok is actually something that is actually going away or possibly going away. Who knows? Because, anything could happen within the times of 6 months. That's what they say. They say we got about 6 months, right? So anything could happen within the time of 6 months and TikTok may survive. But what I will say, if TikTok does go down, one of the things that creators need to think about is a platform like a YouTube will become flooded with more content creators who develop businesses on TikTok. And in order to save their fan bases in the business that they built, they're going to have to come onto platforms like a YouTube. So YouTube is about to be a different game because, TikTok is going down. And, the other thing that we also have to keep in mind is if a platform like TikTok can go down, people start flooding to other social media sites to create content, then regulations get stricter on these social media sites because now they know that they're the need. So it's an important thing for us to think about, the evolution of business and content creating. So I feel like the evolution of business and content creating is getting a domain. Right now, that's the new real estate. If you're paying attention to what's happening right now in society, you got artificial intelligence taking over. So if artificial intelligence is taking over in the physical and in the digital, but the most important thing for us to really focus about in the physical, jobs are being lost. So the more that jobs are being lost within the physical, where do jobs get developed now? Jobs get developed on the internet. Jobs get developed on the social media sites, which become more regulated. So what I predict within this year is we're going to have a gentrification of social media transitions. If TikTok goes down, people are going to start going to other social media sites, developing content and flooding these different social media sites. It's going to change the game of what it is to be a content creator. And within changing the game of what it is to be a content creator, you're going to have to get more creative about how you streamline people to your own platforms. Domains are going to be the new real estate. So something that some content creators really should be thinking about if they are already doing these things is how do you build a platform to get your audience to engage? How do you keep them focused? How do you teach? How do you build? How do you create? How do you evolve? Right? There's a few things that all of us need to think about within the transition in this as well. The new transition of what's happening right now within society is everything is going digital. So if things are going digital, the thing that I would suggest for a lot of my content creators to start doing is to really start building the foundations for your business now. Do it now. Don't wait. The faster you get into that flow mode, the faster you get into that state of failure, the faster you overcome that failure and learn the wisdom and get into the creation mode, the better you're going to be as a creator. There's going to be a variety of different workshops that I'm going to be developing within the next 6 months. It's already in development. We're already doing some work. But one of the things that I want to really focus on is start to show creators how to work the matrix, because the matrix right now is made to be worked, right? People are buying physical real estate. Well, we should be focused on digital real estate. I got one more video that I want to show you before I'm out of here. But yeah, I think it's an important thing for us as creators to really think innovative. We don't get in fear. We overcome fear with being proactive, right? Instead of being afraid, right now it's an important time for us to be proactive, us answer oriented, right? Have solutions. The more that we focused on the problem and we don't come up with the actual solutions, the more that we stay stuck, we become stagnant. So I feel right now, outside of the fear mindset that we can have, it's an important thing for us to really be proactive and really be creative in the ways that we evolve our businesses. And it's going to take consistency, and it's going to take focus, and it's going to take hustle. So the more that we get into that mindset and, out of the fear mindset and into the creative mindset, the more that we can evolve. I want to share something a brother who I've been building with online for a while, Jeremiah the Messenger. Brother is brilliant on a variety of different levels, and I really appreciate the knowledge that he has brought over the years. You know, over the years of me really observing him grow. Brilliant dude, man. He's really put in the work, and I've seen them go viral. So I'm gonna finish this out with Jeremiah the Messenger. Jeremiah the Messenger on TikTok. I encourage you to follow him. You know, we still going right now. Everything and everything. Yeah, y'all, we still in the game. So, you know, it's a good time to let's get in the mix. Let's get in the mix and still follow and support those who are worth following and supporting. So Jeremiah the Messenger, this brother's got always great content. Been a fan of him for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So let's check him out. Let's check out this message that he left. And you know, it resonated with me, and a lot of his messages resonate with me. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure to share it. So hold on for a second. I'm getting delays. All right. Here we go. Let's go.
Now, if they do or if they don't, which they probably will in the near future, if they ban TikTok, be happy that you got your message. Be happy that a lot of people have been rejuvenated spiritually, emotionally, and physically by the messages of the truth. Be happy that this platform was allowed by God to be used by a lot of us. Be happy that you made great friendships, have met brothers and sisters, have been able to culminate great relationships. Be happy that we're able to use this app for the final seconds that it's even available, that it's allowed to be available. We have to understand that God is in control. God is using this app to expose the world, which he has already done, even doing it right now. Be happy that a lot of people have a different way of life. Be happy that a lot of people have different views on life because of content creators out there like you and me. Be happy that the government is nervous and that they're sweating and that they're shaking in their boots because of the stuff that's coming out. Be happy that the truth about God has been revealed. Be happy that the truth about this world has been revealed. Be happy that the truth about the food has been revealed. Be happy that the truth has been revealed about your mayors, your governors, your senators, and your world politicians and movers and shakers. Be happy that the elites have been properly exposed with reputable information, deep dive in research. Be happy that there are people out who have the courage to share videos and to duet and to stitch and to put things in proper order. Be happy that God has given us the opportunity to be able to congregate with one another on a technological level and a spiritual level and an emotional level. Be happy that there are women on this app who have knowledge, who have wisdom, who have understanding to share with other women. Be happy that there are men that have been on this app to share knowledge and wisdom and understanding with the young men and other men. And be happy that this world is almost coming to a crashing end because the Almighty God, the great God, the God of everlasting peace is coming to finally put an end to this. But before that happens, there are some things that we have to go through and there are some things that we have to suffer. But guess what? Count it all joy because Jesus said, I will be with you even until the end of the world. God bless you. And if they ban TikTok, that's because you and I have done our job and we're doing our job and we're going to continue to do our job until they finally take it away. God bless.
All praise to the Most High. You know, one of the things that I will say is like early on in my journey within, you know, being a TikToker, one of the things that I have found is brothers like Jeremiah is one of the first brothers that I connected with early on when we were way smaller. He's way bigger than I am as a TikTok influencer at this point. But, you know, early on, I had some great exchanges with that brother. And within the exchanges that we had on TikTok, one of the things that I loved was that everybody was open-minded to hear each other's perspectives. These are important things when we're talking about the evolution of where we're going. We're in a renaissance. Everything that we're currently experiencing right now is a part of that renaissance. And within having a digital renaissance and becoming creators that are evolving the next, you know, it's going to be trials, tribulations, it's going to be a lot of turbulence, and it's going to be a lot of changings of narrow paths. So, you know, it's a part of this evolution of what we're doing. I encourage you to go on to TikTok and partake in taking down some of these videos as far as downloading them, reloading them, you know, reposting them onto other sites. You know, follow, subscribe to things that you find interesting, partake in it, exchange, and build out your own visions within that. But it's an important time to be creative. Don't be pessimistic, be optimistic in the possibilities and create, make some new ideas. That's where we're at as a culture, as a society. Thank you for joining Full Armor News. FLLARMRMVMT is the name of the YouTube page. With that being said, subscribe, follow, you know, stay in contact. I'm going to have more information coming up. I got From Roots to Branches coming up soon. We're going to be talking about constructs, ideologies, traumas, overcoming these ideologies, having conversations, building out more. All praises to the Most High Yah. Bless up to y'all who are chosen. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.